How's everything going? Uh, so I just went on a run, so you're gonna get to see my hair grow in just a second. There's nothing in it, so that's gonna be super exciting for you. Yeah. So we'll start in just. Oh, it's 10. Let's do it. Okay. So this is what I am on today. Um. So in the first video in this series, we just set up a Lerna monorepo. I have my questions here. And we set up one package in here, which is the avatar package. Now there are tests. There's a test set up in here, but it's not doing anything yet. It doesn't even like require any test packages or anything. So this is all set up by Lerna Create. So what I want to do today is I actually want to get just one test going. And I communicated earlier that I want to try and use Cypress for this because I like to use real browsers. The reason for that is just because all this stuff is visual elements, and I don't really want to take a chance. So I want to be able to test in real browsers. This seems like the tool that people like to do that with. So I thought I'd give it a try. I have played with it, but it was already set up, so I've never set it up personally. So we're going to do that. We are going to do that. So let's see what we got going on. Okay, so. Nope, I don't want to watch that video. Okay, so first we need to get started. So how it works, docs. So first we need to install it, and as we've done with all of our stuff so far, that's going to be in the root of the project where I'm at here right now. So npm install Cypress IO. Cypress. Okay, we're going to install Cypress. See what we get. It's already growing. It's growing out this way. Gotta love this internal, or this VS Code terminal. It's super handy. I love it. I haven't really built a workflow around it yet, but it is nice in demonstrations like this. Hold on just a second. Never mind. Well, first thing I'm learning is that this takes a good while to get set up, so that's exciting. Yeah. Okay, cool. So we got version 3.1.1 set up. Let's see. Root requires a peer of React 16.6.3, but none installed. You must install peer dependencies yourself. Okay, so we're in the root project. I'm pretty sure. Let's see, package JSON in the root. Oh, so we have it installed as a peer dependency, but we also need to install it as a dev dependency. Huh. Interesting. Okay. Let's see if we can get away with it for now. And then if we have a problem, we'll come back to that. Okay, cool. So we have all that. Everything's unzipped and installed. Now, how do we start using it? So in a nutshell, next generation front-end testing tooling built for the modern web. We address the key pain points developers and QA engineers face when testing modern applications. So set up tests, write tests, run tests, and debug tests. Okay, so set up tests. So we save Cypress. Oh, I didn't save it as a dev dependency. I always do that. It's all right. I'll fix it in a little bit. Okay. So it's showing us a video of exactly what we just did. Okay. Plus more. I missed it because I was saying that we already did this. Now you can open Cypress by running node modules.bin Cypress open. Okay. Oops. This is cool. I'll help you get started. We've added some folders and example tests to your project. Try running the tests in the examples folder or add your own test file in Cypress/integration. Okay, so it looks like maybe it added it here. Ooh, okay, cool. Cypress right there. Okay, so it added a bunch of tests. We'll see how this works with the setup that I have now. Looks like they may be kind of like external to the project, so that'll be interesting to kind of figure out. Maybe we'll just leave them there. Maybe they stay there, and we'll figure the rest out, or just kind of import them from the packages directly. I don't know. We'll see. Okay, so what do we have here? So we have the name of our project, which got inferred. Login, I'm assuming that's like the paid stuff. Let's see, we have tests, runs. You have no recorded runs. Okay, cool. So it'll record some runs of this for me. We have some configuration that we can change. Lovely. And then different environments. I'm sure that there's a way to customize that via a config file or something. So let's see. So these are the specs. Let's just run all. Let's see, because they gave us a bunch of examples. We're going to see what happens. Rescue. Oh, totally unrelated to anything we're doing here. All right, so it looks like it's going through a bunch of actions and just validating that they all happened. Really cool. So we don't have any failing yet, so it seems like maybe we don't need the React stuff yet. I don't know. We'll see. Man, this is like super elaborate. It's honestly, when I when I install stuff like this, I feel a little bit overwhelmed when it sets up so much stuff for me, because it feels like it's already a thing, and sometimes I have a hard time coming into a project that's already like super established and set up. I'm assuming that all of these can just go away. I'm gonna let this finish running though. That might take a second. Miscellaneous. Kind of freaked out here. Oh, maybe it's testing something by freaking out. Always hard to know. Okay, so I can see in my terminal it's running all these tests, so I can see them that they're running in the background and passing, which is great. Let's look at how some of these are set up. So in fixtures, we have an example. So this is just an object of data. We have a profile object. So these are just things that we can use to set up some of our tests, reusable data. Integration. Okay, example. So it looks like these are the actual tests that are being run. Let me look at the other folders first. Plugins. We don't have any plugins right now, but nice to know that they're available. We can go to plugins guide, Cypress.io plugins guide. We don't have any in there right now, so I don't have to worry about that. All specs, my image. Not sure what that is, so that's an open question for me. Support commands. This example commands.js shows you how to create various custom commands. Let's see. Import commands.js using ES20. Okay, cool. Okay, so it doesn't really look like there's anything in here for us. The bulk of what we're looking at is this bad boy right here. I don't know if you can hear my kids screaming in the background, but it's exciting. Okay, let's see what we got. Okay, that whole thing ran. I don't know if okay, can I show snapshots while tests are running? I think that's good. Okay, so I assume we can close this. I'm assuming that we'll have one run in tests now. No. Looks like maybe it's still going. What if that last one is super long apparently, and I probably interrupted it. Okay. Client side disconnected, cannot continue running tests. Okay, that's fine. Okay, cool. So let's see. So actions. I just want to see what the shape of these tests kind of look like. So context is like the big. Sorry, I still got that cough going on. Context is that big block in which we would run all of these tests. So context. So before each, we're going to visit. This looks like this is the big object where all of these functions get called through. Visit, and we're going to visit this URL. Oh, that's really nice. They have this handy document for interacting with elements. It's really nice that they link you directly to where you would need to go to understand all that. I'm feeling a little bit better about the fact that they have so many damn tests set up already. Okay. Okay. It might be a little in over my head, but that's not news to you. So, let's see what we can do. Where is this set up? I'm wondering, is this just something that we get? Oh, okay. So it's navigating to this page, which is not in our project. That's helpful information. So I guess I could navigate it to localhost or something like that for my local setup. Okay, cool. Now I'm tracking a little bit. Key differences: installing Cypress, writing your first test. That is exactly where I'm at right now. Let's fix that dev dependency thing. Well, we are at it. Okay, so we installed Cypress and we saw this now where it's testing the integration test stuff on Cypress. So we got that. Install yarn add. Okay. Direct download. Not worried about that. Okay, so I think we're fine. Using npm bin. Okay. Adding npm scripts. Yeah, sure. Let's do this so I don't have to do. I always forget how to do this. So let's add a nice script for it. Oh my gosh, cannot type today. Okay, so if I kill this, I should be able to say npm run Cypress open. And I can call that command whatever it is that I would like to. Cool, perfect. I wonder, so it looks like I can run these, just a small set of these tests. Perfect. This is really cool. Okay, I'm gonna let that go. Okay, so CLI tools, advanced, definitely not advanced, so I'm not going to think about that. Installing binaries. Okay, I'm done with installing. Writing your first test. How to start testing a new project in Cypress. What passing and failing tests look like. Testing web navigation, DOM querying, and writing assertions. Okay, cool, perfect. I don't know if this audio is going to come through for you.
In this video, I'm going to demonstrate how you can quickly start creating fast and reliable end-to-end tests using Cypress. I'm starting with a project that already has a package.json file. Let's add Cypress to this project.
Okay, I am going to assume that all this is echoed down here, so I don't want to watch a video. So create a sample JS file. Okay, so now that we know that we can run individual tests, we can make a new file for this. Create or watch Cypress update our lists of specs. Okay. Okay, so I got Cypress over here. I'm going to take this. I'm going to move it over here. Now it said, what did it say? Okay, so I'm going to put this in Cypress integration. Okay. So it has examples. I'm going to put it right in the root of this. Perfect. Okay. Once we've created that file, we should see that the Cypress test runner immediately display it in the list of integration tests. Ooh, fancy. Awesome. Very cool. This is amazing. Okay, so no tests were found. This is the default blank page. Test your web application. Start your app server. CY visit your app. Begin with tests. So now this is a little bit of a bummer because I don't actually have a server set up for my tests, for my for my code yet. So this might be where we end up spending the bulk of our time. It's all right. So let's see. CY visit. Man, they're really nailing it. Oh my gosh, nailing it with the documentation. Okay, cool. So visit a remote URL. And yes, we can use localhost. Excellent. Okay, now I just want to get my hands dirty with this a little bit. So we're going to just put this in here, see what happens. Whoa, cool. It ran it again. URL is not defined. Okay, cool. Outside uncaught Cypress error. Cannot call CY visit outside a running test. This usually happens when you accidentally write commands outside of an it. Cool. Let's open up one of these examples. So this is an it. Okay. Excellent. All right, now it didn't capture that. It just seemed to visit the URL. So I'm not really sure why. Okay, cool. Let's go back to the docs. Once we visited that file, we should see that Cypress Test Runner immediately displayed as a list of integration tests. Cypress monitors our spec files for any changes automatically. Okay, cool. Cypress opens the test in a browser and all right. Cool. Okay, we had this experience. I should not jump ahead. Oh, hold on a second. 1 second. Back in just a minute. Okay. Sorry about that. Real life happening right now. Write a simple test. Now it's time to write our first test. We're going to write our first passing tests. Great. Save. Okay, cool. We did see it auto loading in real time. Let's just copy and paste what they got. I ain't too proud to do that. What I do here? Let's see. Does not do much. My first test. Okay, so in terms of like what it looks like, so we have a describe block, and that gives it this. That is the drop down. So we got the drop down as a describe. In each one we have a test. Does not do much. No commands were issued for this test. Okay, cool, no problem. Cool, so we got that going. Once you save the file, you should see the browser reload, although it doesn't do anything useful as our first passing test. Now, I don't see the passing part of that, so I'm not sure why. Okay, cool. Fluke accident. Displays a message about being the default page on the right hand side. Okay. Now let's write our first failing test. Okay. That should be pretty easy. I don't need to copy and paste that. I'm just going to change this to false. And okay, cool. Awesome. Shows you the assertions right there. Perfect. I think I'd probably get them in my console too. No. Not so kind. That's fine. Cypress provides a nice test runner that gives you a visual structure of suites. Okay, yep, we saw that. Okay. What are you describe it and expect? All of these functions come from bundled tools. I'm curious what those are. That Cypress bakes in. Describe and it come from Mocha. Okay, cool. Expect comes from Chai. Great. Cypress builds on these popular tools and frameworks that you hopefully already have some familiarity with and knowledge of. Okay. Check out our Cypress ESLint plugin. Okay. So this would just help me with certain things. Okay, a solid test generally covers 3 phases. Set up the application state, take an action, make an assertion about the resulting application state. Okay. Might also see the phases given, when, then, arrange, act, assert. Okay. Today, we'll take a narrow view of these steps and map them cleanly to Cypress commands. Visit a web page. Okay, that's what I was trying to do. Perfect. Query for an element. Interact with the element and assert about its content. Okay, so let's copy this, though we already know generally this CY visit command is going to visit a URL. In this case, they've given us the URL. Okay, cool. So it visits, great. Save the file and switch back. Okay, cool. So you can see that kitchen sink test is green. Blue padding to show that it passed. Okay, nice. Some really nice visual affordances I'm seeing. So only test apps you control. On this guide, we are testing our example application. You shouldn't test applications you don't control. Why? Well, because why would you do that? Man, this is brutal. Got a little cold and that's screwing me up. So now that we've got a page loading, we need to take some action on it, okay? So there is a contains command, and so we can say that it should contain the word type. Okay, let's put that in there. Okay, awesome. Before we add another command, let's get this back to passing and replace. Okay, contains, so it's saying that if you want to see it fail, you can change it to, oops. Which it does not. Okay, cool. Perfect. Click an element. So we can append a click onto that. I want to click link we found. And now this is going to be like just kind of like mimicking. This might be a little bit more than I need right now, but eventually I will need to kind of click and try some like kind of hover behavior and some clicking behavior and just make sure that everything works. Okay, cool. So let's just continue through this doc. Oh, it's gonna fail because I still have hype. I need type. I'm gonna hide these examples because they're stressing me out. And let's see. So make an assertion. Now this is what it all comes down to. Like if you have a test, this is not right. How do I reload this? Stop running, run all tests again. There we go. Okay, so yes. Whoa. Oh, crazy. So as I hover over these, I can see each like a snapshot of everything that's happening. So I hover over this, it visits that, contains, finds the thing, highlights it. There's a click action. I can see the page loading, and we get a new URL. Man, that's awesome. Let's make an assertion. Okay, so everything comes down to assertions. Like if we just do stuff in tests but don't assert anything or return failures, like we're just doing nothing. So it all kind of comes down to this. We need to do this in the very end. So let's make an assertion about something on the new page we clicked into. Perhaps we would like to make sure the new URL is the expected URL. We can do that by looking up the URL and chaining an assertion to it with should. Okay, cool. So we got our contains, and we click the object that we found with contains. Should be a new URL. So let's see. What does this URL command do? Oh, probably just fetches the URL. Yeah. So cy URL, grab the URL. It should include this URI. Okay, so we've got the new URL. We grab the URL. I don't know if there's like a visual indication of that. And then it will show us the URL. And yeah, cool, perfect. Great. So that's the actual URL and then the line that we expected it to. And I'm curious what this pin thing does. Printed output to your code. So if I rerun this, it didn't do shit. Tell me, tell me what I'm doing wrong. Let's see. Adding more commands and assertions. Type. So get an input type into it and verify the value. Okay, so type. Sorry, I immediately thought of like type as in like interface types, but no, this is saying literally the verb type this into a field should have value. Okay, so it looks like in addition to these functions, there's also these string APIs. So I'll need to look into those. Have value fake email address. Okay. Now, one thing that okay, so this all is very good. I'm trying to think about what my next action step is in terms of my application. Some of the things that I need to know is right now is I want to get some of the properties. So I want to. How do I get back in my thing? Okay, so I have this component, right? And it applies this class. And that class has these stylings on it. Now, I would want to make sure, I think, if I'm thinking about this right, I would want to basically load that up. I would want to use it. I would want to render it on a page and with the CSS. And I'd want to make sure that the output of that was like circular looking. And then obviously as I add more functionality to this, it'd be fine. Or I would test that individually, but like basically I would maybe give it a width and a height and make sure that it is that width and height and test that it's circular. So I need to see if there are APIs for how I would get those like elements and actually check the styles on those. Okay. So it looks to me like I need to set up testing your app. Okay. So I need to set up a development server. And it's talking about why here. I'm not going to go into that because I know why. Let's see if it gives me any information on. Okay. It does not. So what's going to be the best way for me to set up a simple server? For right now, okay. For right now, I'm going to just brute force it. It's not going to be clever. It's not going to be sweet. It's just going to be a thing. I'm just going to set it up so I can test. I can test that it worked. Let's see. So what I need is I'm going to do this. In the root of my project, I'm just going to make a new file called index.html. This is where all of you drop off because you're like, this guy is dumb. Why am I watching this video? So let's see. React.js.org. It's gotta be a just static HTML version. There we go. Oop. Okay. I'm gonna paste that here. don't know if you can hear my kids playing, but man, they're loud right now. I have two very loud kids. Okay, so cool. So we got all this set up. Now I'm gonna do something. Oops, how do I get a new terminal in this thing? This is something you have to Google every time. This is so embarrassing right now. So humiliating. I hope that you're laughing. I hope that you just have like popcorn out and you're just like laughing at, pointing and laughing at me, because you should be. This is shameful. Let's see. You wanted the real shit. This is the real shit. Okay, cool. So hello world. Man, it's only gonna get worse. It is only gonna get worse. Okay, so I'm gonna take the thing that I already packaged up from NPM. Actually, yeah, because I don't think that I can link to them back through from behind the server. So yeah. Oh, and look at my hair just getting stupid. This is the best stream yet, people. Best stream yet. Let's see, All right. And what was it? It was consent avatar. Okay, so that is our JS. Come on. Okay, and then we're going to. Honestly, I don't even remember how to link a style sheet. I think it's like link, right? CSS style sheet. We're gonna get our style sheet from here. There we go. Cool, perfect. Actually, don't even know if this component works. Oops. Oh my gosh. Avatar source. Let's see. Kitten placeholder. Yep, we'll just grab that. Alt equals maybe cute cat. Let's see if that worked. 8,000. Nope. Why not? Oh, I didn't get the CGS version probably. Yep. I think it's like that. Okay, let's navigate back out. Let's go into lib. See what we have. MGS UMD. I did do that. Okay. Inline Babel. Inline Babel transform. That's weird that they. Let's see. Don't use this in production. Okay. But it should still work. It was working a second ago. Missing slash. It's always those motherfucking missing slashes. Avatar is not defined. lowercase. Huh. Let's look at this package. It's already 10:40, so I'm probably going to call it quits soon if I cannot get this thing working. Export as a default. You know what? I probably need to give it, I probably need to configure it to have a name. Bummer. Okay, well, I have a CSS file. It's just getting worse and worse. That's what it takes sometimes. Looks like maybe... Is it getting linked? Yes, but I need to add the class. Okay, cool, perfect. So let's see in my test now. Sample test. I'm going to visit the URL. Change this to kitten sync. So unnecessary. Let's see. So HT. Huh. Oh, it's on the same port. Whew. Really seeing me struggle today, folks. Port 8001. Okay. 8001. I think I gave the argument wrong. I think I just give it as a... Perfect. Let's run this again. Okay, so we get that. Man, this is a tough day today. So test runs, guides, command, module API, debugging, parallel stubs, screenshots, and videos. Let's see. No, I don't want that. I want to, let's see if they're, let's see if in here in our examples they have any. So we have actions, aliasing, files, Cypress, local storage, miscellaneous. We're clicking things, but navigation, spies, utilities, viewport spec. Window. Okay. Not totally sure where to go from here. Let's see if there's any plugins. Browserify, Cucumber, watch. let's see, expect element to have style. So let's open up both of these. How can I get the element height and width? Is it possible? To have CSS. Okay. Okay, so I need to remember that these are chai assertions, right? So let me use assertions with should as documented here. Gotcha. So this is where those assertions come into place. So I'm going to say should have CSS. It's a little confusing, but okay, gotcha. When you have a direct element reference, that's when you use expect. Okay. Dot get. Huh. So I can take the element. Oh, weird. Okay. Okay, best practices. Selecting elements. Perfect. This is exactly what I need. Use data attributes to provide context. Okay, perfect. That's exactly what I wanted to do anyway, so I'm glad that they told me to do that. So, what do they say? Just data cy. Data cy equals first. Terrible name. Don't care. Okay, so we got our first avatar test. And how do we get it? So we just say get. There we go. Okay, so in our sample spec, we're going to try to get that element. And we don't have any assertions, so nothing's going to happen. I just want to get it. Timed out, trying to expect to find element. Nope. Duh. Was it first avatar test? Perfect. Okay, so it got it. Now I just need to kind of expect some of those properties on it. I think that's where I go back. I'm going to go back to here. Say have CSS. What was it again? I don't know if these have to be in that CSS style or if I can just do them like that. Or the JavaScript style, or if I can just do them like that. We will find out. Oh my gosh. Whoa, crazy. Okay, so if I change this, if I remove a 9, it should fail. Holy shit. That was exhausting. So this really isn't a huge success yet because I've just loaded up the style sheet in a static HTML file and whatever. But we are moving in the right direction. This is what I will be using to get to do that kind of tests. So yeah, so I'm assuming at this point that I'll probably create some type of global documentation for all of these. So each component isn't going to have documentation itself. Maybe, I don't know, maybe I'll write the README in the file and aggregate them all together. I'm not really sure yet, but that I would have some global documentation, and then I would test the global documentation with these assertions. In which case, it's totally fine that Cypress is living at the root of my project. I don't need to actually go in and test each individual thing. Man, this was rough. If you stuck around, I thank you for sticking around. I hope that it was at all valuable to see me struggle through all of this. But I learned a lot about Cypress, so that is good for me. Yeah. So anyway, if you have any questions, hit me up in comments or ask me on Twitter at Chantastic. Happy to chat with you about what we learned today. Anyway, thanks, peace, and love.